turn the music down? Over to you.
Thank you so much everyone for coming. I really, really appreciate it. I'm very nervous and haven't been able to get off the toilet for a little while. Before I start, I just want to wish someone a happy birthday, because I understand it's Michael's birthday today, so we're all going to sing you a happy birthday, Michael. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Michael. Happy birthday to you. Anyway, I just wanted to do a couple of minutes just to tell you the reason why I wrote this book. It's taken me 8 years to write it, and in the last 6 months I had a mentor that actually really helped me and pushed me through, so I managed to finish it finally. It's been my dream to write it, and the reason being is because when you read it you'll find out that I spent a lot of time not talking and putting up a mask in front, so everybody thought that I was happy and positive, but underneath they didn't know what was really going on. And I think there's quite a few people in the world that actually do that. So the reason I've written the book is so people actually understand what I've been through and actually, you know, begin to start talking about mental health. I'm a time to change champion, and it's a campaign to actually reduce stigma and discrimination everywhere, and try and encourage social contact. So you can use this event to maybe chat to someone that you don't know, because you don't know whether they're going for the same thing as you don't know where they can lead you to, things like that. So yeah, just to meet other people. It's quite an emotional book, so and I wouldn't have been able to do it without my family, my mum, my beautiful 2 nieces, here's Ella, my wonderful sister, who is brilliant, Mark, her husband, debatable, my friends of course as well, and especially my partner, who over the last 10 years has been an absolute rock. We love you, Liz. We've got through it. I've done this book to obviously share with you, so you actually find out the truth and try and encourage people to speak out and not be afraid of being judged and things like that, because the world is a mental place, and I know that I do my positivity, but if people were more positive in life and share the positivity, it comes back to you tenfold. And I put affirmations all around my house, and Darryl was taking the piss of me. He's got a little bit of OCD, which I love. But I was putting them all around, and he went, "Can you get this shit out?" And I went, "No," because I put the book as in thank you for the book. It's already written, and it's going to be a success. And it's actually happened, so it does work. And vision boards and everything like that. So I'm encouraging my nieces. Hello, we have another walker in the house. James, hello. Sorry, you'll hate me for that. I can't remember where I was now. Affirmations. So I encourage my nieces all the time, and they're always saying to me, "Oh, you make me laugh," or whatever. But it does really work, guys. Honestly, seriously, it does. And Vicky knows that massively, and she's now running her own business, so it does work. Anyway. Let me just check my notes because I don't want to listen. As I said, if it wasn't for my family, I wouldn't be able to do this, and they're in here as well, so thank you from the bottom of my heart. Bless you. Kate, my sister, is now going to do like a little reading from the book. It's only 3 pages, so you don't have to worry. Yeah. I'm going to be loud.
I was ready for the new day in a new world of mine. I still didn't really have a clue as to where I was, although I knew I was in a secure place. I started chatting to other people like they were my long lost friends. Merely thinking this is a nice community. I was definitely still not right. Every morning and evening, I queued up to take my medication and I didn't have a clue what they were giving me. And I did suffer some major side effects, which were ghastly. I had locked jaw, where my teeth felt clamped together, and rolling eyes I couldn't get my eyes to focus or come down from the top of my head. It was extremely scary, and I panicked until the doctor came and injected me with an alternative medication to remove the effects. My friends and family were fantastic. Excuse me. And they came to visit me every day, offering their support and advice. I think then it suddenly dawned on me that I was in hospital. And when I initially arrived, I was diagnosed with bipolar and sectioned under mental health. I don't think I really knew what that meant at the time. Thank you. However, I knew I couldn't leave. The staff in the hotel were brilliantly caring and understanding, and we often had chats to see how I was getting on. They encouraged me to take part in activities and group sessions to get me back to normality, as I felt like my brain had been frazzled. I was in hospital for 4 weeks, and this was the best place for me at the time. I'd become a danger to myself and had completely lost the plot. I would definitely have 100% jumped in front of the train, believing I had the power to stop it and my life would be no more. I thank my lucky stars that my boss spotted the signs and that I was saved. When I came to being discharged, my mood had severely dropped and I was feeling deflated, not wanting to do anything. Whether this was due to the vast amount of medication that I had taken over the last 4 weeks was debatable. I had lost my home, my car, and my job was in jeopardy. I went to live with my parents at the age of 32, and as I couldn't fend for myself, I lost the will to live and still wanted to jump in front of the train, not because I felt I could stop it this time, and I was invincible, but because I was clinically depressed. I stopped eating, stayed in bed for 2 weeks, staring at a tree in my parents' garden, unable to cry, wash or move. I had no emotion and feeling nothing. My parents tried to encourage me constantly. Every night my mum came to my room and held my hand and promised me things would get better. She used to fight back the tears and remain strong the whole time. I didn't believe her when she said that I would be okay. I thought this was it, my life is over. It felt like a black cloak had been pulled over my head and everything was blank. I would not even want my worst enemies to go through what I had been through at this feeling. It's unexplainable. I am normally a size 12 and 5'10". I went down to a size 6 and was painfully thin and my bones started to show. Without the constant encouragement of my parents at the time, goodness knows again what would have happened. They had to monitor me 24 hours a day and wouldn't let me out of the house under any exception. I eventually started to come downstairs and have cups of tea, which was a start. I was smoking cigarettes like they were going out of fashion. I remember bursting into tears one time when I couldn't eat my meal. What was wrong with me? One day, Trevor and Mum went out for only a quick walk to the shops. And whilst they were out, I became extremely agitated and started pacing around the kitchen. I picked up a knife and felt like I wanted to cut my wrists, but something stopped me, and I'm not sure what, but the next minute the front door opened and my parents were back. The look of shock on their faces was horrific as I was holding the knife in my hands. Mum rushed over and calmly took the knife away. I think they felt awful for leaving me and didn't realise how vulnerable I still was. They didn't go out again together and remained a constant support. I hated being like this, but nothing could change how I felt. Believe me, I am a very positive person and I tried everything in my power to get back to normal, but I just felt numb. After 2 months, my mum managed to get me outside to the shops for some fresh air and to walk about. I felt like a zombie and just wanted to go home and hide. It took me 10 months to start feeling kind of normal again, but my brain still felt blank. and I couldn't concentrate or hold a decent conversation. During my euphoric state before going into hospital, Ray, who became my boyfriend, stuck by me during this depression with the works. Eventually, when I became better in November 2003, I moved in with me, and then in January 2004, I went back to work again part-time. Although officially work was very flexible and supportive, it felt like everyone was walking on eggshells. Every time they had to deal with me, the staff treated me like I was an alien, staring, and they didn't know what to say. Their attitude towards me had changed. I just ignored it, and the worst thing was, they put me somewhere else in my position, which made me feel like crap. Although they'd given me, a desk right outside my boss's office, which was degrading and made me feel like a naughty schoolgirl. Cheers to that, I thought. Well, so that's that they can keep an eye on me. I wasn't a moron. I'd had a breakdown. You wouldn't be like that or treat someone like that if they'd broken their leg or been off for a few months to recover. I started to once again enjoy my job. And then the bullying started again from the powerful power woman. And I thought, sod this, I'm off. I didn't want to go down that route again, so I walked out of my job, not without thinking of the consequences. That's just a little bit of what I So yeah, that was just a little bit, a little toaster. So I just want to say one more thing, is the good thing is when I started my job at Guy Carpenter, I thought to myself, I've got to be totally honest, and I went and had an interview with Roy, who's my boss, and he knows me from before, so I used to work for Marsh as well, as a positive person anyway. I sat down and he was saying to me this, he said, you've got a lot of competition, there's been a lot of PAs, you've had someone like with a law or something like that, and I was thinking, shit, how am I going to be, how am I going to get the top that? And so I sat down and I told him the whole thing. I told him I've got bipolar, that I've gone through depression, I've lost my job and things like that. I think his chin hit the floor about 10 times. He could not believe it. He said, Liz, he said, you are one of the most positive people I know. I didn't have a clue you've got bipolar. He said, do you know what? It doesn't make any difference. When can you start? Do you know what? And I'm like, hallelujah. And do you know what? I actually high-fived him in the interview. I was so happy. I don't think he realised what that meant to me. And I thought, oh my goodness, I've been accepted. And I have been myself in the last year and a half. Totally. It feels like my wings have been unclipped and I've been able to be the person that I've always wanted to be. And I thank you for that, Roy. So,
Can I just say,
yeah.
that interview was just astounding, and as I've got to know you, you are one of the most inspirational women I've ever met.
Thank you.
Ever met. And what you've done to write this book and the Inspirational Woman of the Year award,
Yeah.
That's astounding, absolutely astounding, and you should be so proud of yourself. We just love you, Vince.
Oh, just so real. Seriously, I'm just so not like that. Thank you. Anyway, if anyone wants to buy the book, I'm more than happy to sign it. The proceeds, or potential proceeds, are going to Sane Mental Health Charity, because that's the reason why I'm doing it, is obviously to get known to charity as well. It is going on Amazon, but I prefer a paperback because then I can get more to charity. So if you want one, then I'll grab one later. There's food coming out about 7 o'clock, so help yourself to food and drinks as well. So I have a good night.
Well done, Liz.